So what happened was I went outside and I met her by my car, and as she was walking back to me, I noticed she had her phone in one hand and in her other hand she had a white envelope. So I'm starting this video off with a Facebook Marketplace sale here. I have a bunch of disposable bed pads back here in a storage unit. I think like 6 or 8 months ago, one of the first ones that we purchased, the storage unit was full of adult diapers and bed pads. Like 90% of the whole unit was full of that. We've actually sold through a lot of that on Facebook Marketplace. I tried to sell them on eBay. They weren't getting any traction on there. They had 0 views for like the longest time. I posted them on Facebook Marketplace and they've been selling really good on there, especially these bed pads. I had like, I don't know, 8 of these boxes full. It's just these right here, some disposable bed pads. A lot of people have been buying them for like their dogs, for dog training and stuff like that. So I sell them for $5 a bag, nothing crazy. I have 6 bags left. So I'm selling these for $30. When we get back, we're gonna clear out the house. I don't know if you saw in one of my previous videos, but my whole house was full from the Hello Kitty storage unit that we purchased. And we're gonna clear all this stuff out, take it to our RV. That's where we store a lot of our stuff. We're gonna clear our house back, or clear our space to get our house back. I'm hoping to get another unit in the next 2 days, I think is when the next auctions end. So we're gonna go do this meetup, come back and load up the truck and go ahead and take it down to the RV. And then I wanna talk about a topic. It's gonna be kind of, I don't know, not controversial, but people are going to be on either side of the fence. It's something that happened with this latest storage unit that we purchased. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit in this video. But for right now, let's go meet up with this lady. I don't know if I'm going to be able to record much because she's already there. I'm not going to have time to set up the camera, but I'll have my mic on and stuff like that. But let's go head over there so she's not waiting too long for me. 6. Yeah. Yeah, these are the last. I had several of these boxes. These are the last ones I have left. Oh yeah, I got it. So we're done with that. I wasn't able to record much. I had to just jump out. She was already there. I was able to at least turn my mic on so you heard that, but I'm glad she showed up. A lot of times Facebook is 50-50 as far as them showing up, but we got paid. We got $30. So I'm on my way back home now. Something happened last night. This is disgusting, man. I don't know if I even want to share this, but I'm on my way home. I have nothing else to do. I'll talk to you while I drive home here for the next few minutes. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together on this. So last night, like around 5:20 or 5:30 in the morning, I woke up with the nastiest taste in my mouth. Like I've never tasted anything so nasty in my life. Like I woke up wanting to throw up. Like I tried to sleep it off. I thought maybe I ate a bug or something. And I went to the living room to drink some water. And that just made it like 50 times worse. The water made the taste in my mouth nastier. So I went in the cupboard, I grabbed like a protein bar that I had, and I ate that as fast as I could. It helped with the taste a little bit. Even right now, it's already later in the day, and I still kind of taste like a little bit in the back of my throat. I didn't know what it was, and then when my kids woke up, they have 2 pet hamsters. You can see where I'm going with this. They have 2 pet hamsters, and one happened to get out last night around 5 o'clock, and they were able to catch it in the kitchen and put it back. The worst thing started going through my mind, and I was like, what if he went in my mouth or peed or pooped in my mouth or something? So I started searching all around my bed, and I found rat poop, or not rat poop, hamster poop next to my, like by my pillow next to where I sleep on the floor. So I don't know, man. I'm starting to think like I said, I'll let you put 2 and 2 together. Maybe he pooped or peed in my mouth or something, which is disgusting to even think about. I hope that's not the case because I know they can carry like infections and or diseases and stuff like that. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully I don't start getting like cramps or anything like that, but that's disgusting, man. I don't know how else to explain it. I've never had a taste like that in my mouth, and to wake up out of nowhere with a taste like that is, I don't know, it's disgusting. So I'll keep you updated. I don't know. I just thought I'd share that with you. I just pulled up back to the house. Walmart's only like 2 minutes from the house. I don't know why I shared that with you, but there it is. I'm back home now. Let me run inside and get all this stuff ready to load up. So all this right here is what we're taking out from our living room. All this stuff is going to go into the RV for storage. All this stuff over here. All this stuff is basically yard sale stuff. Our next yard sale we're probably going to have in a couple weeks. So our whole living room right here will be cleared out. We'll go back and get all that stuff once we're ready for the yard sale. Here's what our kitchen looks like now. This is, I'm gonna have a plush show on Whatnot. All that, the plush and the dolls are gonna go on that show. I'm having another show with all women's clothing and shoes on Whatnot. That's what those two tubs are. And then all this right here looks like a mess, but it's just all our Ground Advantage boxes. I'm probably gonna take a lot of that to the storage as well. And then all that's left back here is all our big boxes full of clothes from that clothing storage unit that we purchased. So it's almost all cleared out now. We're almost ready for another unit. I think all this is going into the RV storage as well. These are all a bunch of inflatables that we got in that unit. So hopefully all this stuff fits in the truck so we can take over there. It's crazy that it's barely like 5:45 p.m. and it's already almost pitch dark out here. But here we are at the RV. I gotta bust a flashlight out because you're not gonna be able to see nothing. This is the beast. This is what we lived in for a couple years here. Traveling across, I wouldn't say across the US because we went from California, Arizona, New Mexico, and then Texas. But this little guy gave us some good memories. We don't know what we're gonna do with it yet, but as of right now, it's just our storage. Let me take you inside and show you what we're working with here. We don't have any lights in here or anything right now because we're not connected to power. Hopefully there's no little rats or anything in here. So right now it is completely just stuffed with stuff. Driver's seat is up there. When we were traveling, obviously all this was empty, but when we were traveling and we were parked for like a week or two, all of our inventory would go up here in the front window, like on the front dash up there. And then this is our slide. This is where our bed was. And then back there was our kids' room. Kitchen is right here. We have the stove under there. We have microwave, fridge. And then we had our bathroom, shower, bathroom. We put all this flooring ourselves. Like we took all the old flooring out. We put the new flooring. Here's all my stuff from eBay still up here. I wonder how much my goals changed. Look at that net revenue. My goal for March was 1,400. Now I think we're at 3,300 is what we're shooting for as far as our goals go. So this is the back room. We're gonna try to keep everything back here that we're keeping, and then all the yard sale stuff we're gonna try to fill in back there. But this was nice, man. If you ever get the chance, I would highly recommend getting an RV and just traveling for a while. This is where my son was, let's see, in 2024. In comparison to me, let's see if you can even see. Now he's a little taller than I am, so he's probably like up here. So right now he's probably like up there, and this is where he was a year and a half ago. It's crazy to see. Unfortunately, we don't have that much light today, but let me show you the back of the truck, all the stuff that we were able to take out. So all back here, let's see if I can open this without it falling out. So it's completely stuffed all in there. And the back over here is all completely stuffed as well. So right now we're just gonna unload everything, get everything put in the RV. We have so much more room at home now. I'll show you that once we get back home, but for right now, I'm just gonna take all this stuff down and get it loaded into the RV. All right, so we're back home now. It's already the next day, obviously. I couldn't film anymore in the nighttime. It was just way too dark. But let me show you the progress that we made here inside the house. It's crazy. By taking all that stuff to the RV, look how much, let me take my shoes off here. Look how much room we have here now. So first, here's the living room. Remember we had all that stuff right here? All that stuff against the wall. This is stuff I still have to look through for the next Whatnot show. There's like a bunch of old pictures in here from like the 60s and stuff. That box down there is just a box of old broken cell phones that we're gonna take. There's probably like 20 broken cell phones and tablets in there that we're gonna take to try to sell. So the living room is all cleared out. But the biggest progress, look at the kitchen now. Remember, it was all the way to like right here. We had to walk all the way around here just to get into the room. So this is all we have left. Again, these 3 boxes are all full of clothes all the way to the top here. Medium, large, extra large. That's all clothes that I'm wholesaling out in bundles. This is all shoes and clothes that I'm gonna do on the next Whatnot show, as well as all that up there. And this is all clothes. These are all toys that we still have to look through. This is probably gonna be like yard sale stuff because it's kind of too big for a live show. So yeah, look at all that room we have now in the kitchen. And then also, I just listed this on Facebook. It's taking over our tub. Let me show you. So this is our second bathroom, but this thing is crazy right here. It's a big LOL surprise dollhouse. It's like a 6 foot tall by 4 feet wide dollhouse. I just listed that on Facebook Marketplace. I see on eBay they're selling for like 150 plus like $80 to $100 shipping. So I just listed this one for 120 bucks on Facebook. Like all this stuff like spins around. All the accessories are probably somewhere in those boxes in the kitchen, but that's some crazy progress. You can see we cleared up tons of space in here. We're ready for another storage unit, hopefully in 2 days. Today's Monday. Wednesday is the next set of auctions here. I do have my eyes on a couple of them, but hopefully those don't get bid up too high and we can at least get one of those. But while we were cleaning all that stuff out and taking it to the RV, we had a couple more sales. I think we had a couple on Poshmark and I think one more pretty good one on eBay. So let me go over those real quick. So again, here's another low price item, but again, it's all profit from that clothing unit. This right here, it's already past Christmas and someone still bought this. It's an embroidered Christmas sweater. It has like some black bears on it. It only sold for $8 on Poshmark. Again, it's all profit. And this one was a pretty good sale on eBay. This was a Verizon Wi-Fi extender. We listed this at $120 about a week ago, and it sold for full price, $120. So I would say somewhere about $100 to $105 in profit on that item. And if you're watching this video before January 13th, on that Friday, we're having another toy show over on Whatnot. Here's some stuff that I already have put to the side, just to give you like a little sneak peek on this stuff. This box right here is full of stuff. This tin right here has a bunch of toys. There's some Lego blocks, some vintage toys. I got some more Hello Kitty stuff. Some Joy-Con controllers for the Nintendo Switch. Some sealed stuff. I have some toy lots down there in bags. So I got a bunch of cool stuff and I'm still finding some more stuff in the boxes out there. So January 13th, make sure you head over to Whatnot, bookmark that show. If you're a new buyer on there, if you've never purchased anything on Whatnot, they give you $15 free. You can use that on my show or anybody else's show. Like always, I'll put a link to that in my description if you want to click on that and claim your $15 free. I'll also have a bunch of these dolls, some shimmer and shine dolls. I'll have a bunch of those. This whole tote at the bottom is full of plush. And I have like 2 more garbage bags full out in the kitchen with more plush. I think it was this one right here is all full of plush. There's some Disney stuff in there, some Easter stuff. So this is probably not my best idea, but I'm gonna attempt to record this outside. It's crazy windy right now. You probably can't hear it. Hopefully this mic's doing a good job, but the camera over there is wobbling around. So here's what happened. We were actually in the middle of cleaning out that last storage unit that we just purchased, that Hello Kitty unit that I keep talking about. So I was like in the main little hallway of the storage unit. I actually recorded this whole interaction on that video, but in the corner of my eye, I saw the door open leading into the little hallway where all the storage units are, because these were indoor. And I saw this lady walk in and it like she wanted to tell me something, but she didn't know how. And I was in the middle of recording, so it was really awkward. But what she did is she started to tell me that all the stuff in that unit was her daughter's stuff that she's been collecting since she was little. And it kind of makes sense, all the stuff that we were finding in that unit, like all the plush, the toys. But we also found a lot of like purses and shoes, obviously stuff that was hers. And long story short is she offered me a couple things. But first she offered to help clean out the unit with us. Like she said, I'll help you sort through all the stuff, kind of pick out what we want and leave me with the rest of the stuff. That didn't sound too enticing. I didn't really want to do that because I knew she would have took all the good stuff out. Then she asked for my number, like if she can call me later on after I sorted through everything to see if she can kind of handpick the stuff that we wanted to sell and like rebuy it off of us. I didn't want to do that, so I told her just to give me her number. So what happened was I went outside and I met her by my car. She went to her car to get her phone, and as she was walking back to me, I noticed she had her phone in one hand, and in her other hand, she had a white envelope. And as she was giving me her number, she said, I have this envelope right here. And on the envelope, it said $1,000. She even wrote $1,000 on there. And she offered me $1,000 in cash to pretty much let her go in there and take everything she wanted out of the unit. And I'm not gonna lie, like in the video, I explained that we were going through a pretty tough time. It was like 2 weeks, I think, before Christmas. Our budget was really tight. We still didn't even start Christmas shopping for the kids yet. And that $1,000 would have definitely got us all the gifts that we needed for the kids. It would have also helped us catch up on some bills that we needed to pay. So it did sound really tempting to go ahead and take that $1,000. But at the end, I decided not to take the cash. I'm gonna explain why here in a second. Even though taking that $1,000 would have helped at the moment, a week later, we would have been back in the same exact position. So we would have took that $1,000. We would have went out and bought all the Christmas gifts, paid all the bills. We would have been left with $0 again. And on the other side of that, we would have been left with no storage unit. Like she would have took everything out of there. She would have just left us with like the garbage or like the miscellaneous stuff that really didn't have any value. And the way I was looking at it more long term. So my thought is, because I started selling a lot on Whatnot, and my thought was, even if I make the same $1,000 that she's offering me, I have that added bonus of growing my Whatnot business. So like I could have brought all this inventory to Whatnot, made that same $1,000, but at the same time, I would have grew my community a little bit on Whatnot, and I would have, started growing that a little bit more, which is what I want to do. Now, if you've been following along, I've been doing tons of Whatnot shows. We listed a lot of this stuff on eBay. Between eBay, Whatnot, and Facebook Marketplace, I think we've already made over $2,000 in profit on this unit. And on top of that, 20% of everything that comes in from my reselling business, we put aside to reinvest back into the business. So just from that alone, we made over $2,000 in profit. I built my Whatnot side of the business. And on top of that, we have like $300 that we were able to set aside from the profits to reinvest back into the business. So not only did we double what she was gonna give us, we have the $300 set aside for whatever else we wanna purchase in the business. And then, like I said, eBay and Whatnot is growing on the side as well. So that was my reasoning behind not taking the $1,000. Let me know if you would have took that money. I know it would have been an instant gratification, like the $1,000 in your hand, but then I would have had to deal with her going through all this stuff. But let me know what you would have done. Would you have took that $1,000 and just moved on? Or would you have done what I did and turned that down, thinking more long-term, like the way we did? So that's something I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm really curious on where you stand. Drop in the comments below. I kind of want to weigh both sides of the fence and see where people are on this topic. But that's going to do it for this video. I know I mentioned earlier that we're waiting on some more storage auctions to end. I think they end today and tomorrow, so I'm hoping to snag another one. Hopefully we can get one under $300, which we have set aside as our budget. But again, I am focusing on making a lot more content. So if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you can do that. Turn the notification bell on, because I'm trying to post 2 to 3 videos per week. Hopefully you come over and follow me on this journey, see where this ends up taking us. But that's gonna do it for this one. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.